Hey guys, what's happening? Julian here. Welcome back to Sgcarmart Reviews. I'm dressed in formal wear because I had to look good and cool because of a meeting I had this morning. But you know what else is cool and good looking? This car right here. This is the all-new Suzuki Swift. Now on first glance, the thing that you'll notice is the entire change of headlamps. Now this is spanking new, right? You get inverted L-shaped LED daytime running lights, which is really cool. And of course, the entire nose of the face has also changed. You now get more aggressive grille. It's all black, which gives it a very good contrast against its pastel color on the sheet metal. Now, overall, the Suzuki Swift is still very quirky, like most Suzuki cars, but I kind of like it. It gives it a very, very unique character. Now this variant is a standard two-tone. There are two different variants, the standard and the two-tone that we have here. Two-tone means you get different colored wing mirrors as well as roof. Now this car is a compact hatchback, which means it comes with compact dimensions. Dimensions right here. Now, to the back. The Suzuki Swift Mile Hybrid is priced at $138,888. The 1.2-litre 3-cylinder inline 12-valve produces 82 brake horsepower and 112 Nm of torque. The 6-speed transmission brings the car from 0 to 100 km/h in 12.9 seconds. The Suzuki Swift Mile Hybrid has a claimed fuel consumption of 20.4 km per litre. For more details on the Suzuki Swift Mile Hybrid or any other car, head on to Sgcarmart.com to help you make the smart choice on your next car. Now at the back, you also get spanking new tail lights like this C-shaped ones here, and it stretches all the way outwards. Almost like the previous one, but less exaggerated. And of course, you get the hybrid word here. Don't let this fool you. This is not a hybrid, it's merely a mild hybrid, hence the badge. And of course, you have Swift. Just, to keep in line with whatever it has been doing all these years. Open up the boot and you'll be faced with 265 litres worth of hauling capacity, so you can fit one luggage, one trolley, and then some. Obviously, it won't pass the anti-trolley length test, but you can still fit in the boot, which is still significantly better than the previous generation. Now at the back, it's still a very comfortable place to be. A little bit squeezy, but it's still very comfortable, but it still gets sufficient legroom. Now I'm about 1.6 meters tall, right? And this seat has already been adjusted for someone who's taller, obviously. I'm still getting reasonable amounts of legroom, reasonable amounts of headroom. So I think if you're about 1.7 meters tall, this car will still fit you. Anything more, you might get a little bit tight. It'll definitely fit 3. Absolute ease, no problem, because the seats are all soft and nice and leathery, so it's actually very, very comfortable. You do eat into the shoulder space, a little bit of your buddies at the side, but other than that, it's all good. So obviously, if you ask me, I think this car is best left for 2 at the back. Can squeeze 3, but maybe not over long journeys. And of course, for a car in this class, it's very normal to not have any rear aircon vents, no USB-C ports or USB ports around here. And of course, hard plastics feel the cabin, but it doesn't look bad. Yes, it's hard plastics, but it feels like a security vault. Feels like it can last you a long time. Now that we're at the front, right, you'll still be faced with something that's highly functional. This entire area, right, you'll be faced with a multifunctional leather-wrapped steering with all the necessary controls here. And down here, you still get your USB-C, USB-A. You still get cup holders, more space here. You don't get wireless charging, but I think that's perfectly fine because you have like USB-A and USB-C to choose from, right? But this entire thing has changed from before. You get this lovely screen here that's very functional, straightforward. No need any second guesses, and just like the back, it's filled with a lot of plastic covers, but where it differs is that this entire textured area, although hard plastic, is at least in light grey color. So is this area. So it sort of breaks out the black darkness of the car, makes it feel a little bit more refreshing. But what's really cool is, at least this car still comes with handbrake. How cool is that, man? I haven't sat in a car with handbrake since, I think maybe the Toyota GR Yaris or something like this, but knowing that cars like this still exist makes it very, very cool. The only question is, can this car drive as cool and quirky as it looks? One way to find out. So of course, the Suzuki Swift here has a minute 1.2-litre 3-cylinder engine, right? So it pumps out some 82 brake horsepower and 112 Nm of torque. Sends straight to the front wheels. Now here's the thing, on paper, when you see these figures, it becomes absolutely rubbish. You'll think that, oh my goodness, these numbers are so pathetic, it's not gonna help drive the car. But in reality, when you get behind the wheel, this car is perky. In real world driving, just squeeze the accelerator and the car just goes forward. It lunges forward very easily, very fast freely, if I may, fast freely. So if you're thinking that, if you look at the spec sheet and you're thinking, oh man, I think the Suzuki Swift is just not going to be powerful enough, well, you could be wrong. Well, I was wrong until I got behind the car and I realized actually this car will suffice. I mean, it's a no-nonsense sort of car. When you drive this car, you immediately know it's a no-nonsense, no frills, no gimmicks, no whatever, just for the sake of marketing. You know, this is a true blue car that gets you from point to point in a very fast-free and in a very comfortable manner. And of course, when I say comfortable, it's because when you drive around, it soaks up all the bumps and ruts. And more importantly, because of its compact size, you can throw this car around with reckless abandon around corners and it will hold its own very, very well. You gotta understand, right? And I always say this, fast car doesn't mean it's a fun car. This car can be equally fun, and I think that is why the Swift Sport has always been one of our favorites. It being a manual shifter, it's not crazy quick to the point whereby it actually scares you. It's very difficult to complain this car. I mean, I suppose if you really have to find fault of the car, is really the fact that everywhere is just hard plastics, right? But it's hard plastics, like I said just now, that will last you for decades. It looks like a vault. It feels like a security vault. Yeah. So of course, more relevantly, the fuel consumption, right? I mean, you drive a car like this, fuel consumption is definitely part of the equation. Now this car, after driving a couple of days with this, I'm getting 15.6 kilometers per litre. It's quite far off from the 20.4 kilometer per litre that the spec sheet suggested, but still, 15.6 is something that's relatively impressive. 15.6, it can do better. I know for a fact because I've been driving around like a madman, so you could probably get 16.5 easily. It is still far from the 20.4, but still, like I said, it's still very, very reasonable, especially when you get behind the wheel and you realize, you know what, I don't really have to drive this car lightly because I just want to have fun. This car can actually give you just that. So of course the conclusion is the Suzuki Swift a will buy, won't buy, or go try? For me, it is definitely a will buy, and I say that because this car currently is going for $147,888 at the time of driving, right? COE is crazy high at this point in time. To get so much car for less than $150,000, really, it's a steal, if you ask me. It drives well. In my eyes, it looks good. It comes with a suite of safety systems. Yes, I mean, of course, you can't fit 7 people. But even I don't fit 7 people in a sedan, you know? You know what I mean? You can just fit 4 and 5. It works well. You can get your family around the island from point to point in a very cool, quirky, safe, and fuss-free manner. So yes, it's a will buy. So there you have it, guys. That is the review of the all-new Suzuki Swift. Hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I've driven the car. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment in the comment box below and let us know what you think about the Suzuki Swift. This is a will buy, won't buy, or go try. Also, you can follow us on TikTok. Our handle is @Sgcarmart. In the meantime, stay safe, be well,